Sunday, August 10th, 1969. WCBS Radio News at 4.
Standing by to keep you up to date on what's happening around the world, around the nation, and around your neighborhood on WCBS. Right now, it's partly cloudy to partly sunny in the metropolitan area. It's 81 degrees in Manhattan, Queens, and Brooklyn, 80 on Staten Island, and in the Bronx, it's 82. The wind is out of the west at 6 miles per hour. Humidity 56%, and our barometer now reads 29.69 inches, and it's rising. The forecast calls for cloudiness, mild, some periods of sunshine for the remainder of the afternoon. Highs 76 to 81. Tonight, clear and cool with lows in the 60s. Tomorrow, partly sunny and very pleasant with highs tomorrow ranging between the upper 70s and the mid-80s. At Green Farms, Connecticut, it's now 82 degrees. This is Bob Glenn.
This is CBS in New York, WCBS News Radio 88.
Good afternoon, this is Bill Payan. The Apollo 11 astronauts are given a clean bill of health and will be released from quarantine tonight. North Vietnamese soldiers reportedly wound 26 Marines in an attack just below the demilitarized zone. North Korea accuses the U.S. of sending infiltrators into its territory. Con Ed officials hint at the possibility of increases in electrical rates. Democratic mayoral candidate Procaccino charges there's a conspiracy working against him in the New York mayoralty contest. And as part of a plan to speed up car repairs, the Long Island Railroad sends its chief mechanical officer on a long vacation. In a moment, details on world and national events from CBS News. I'll be back in 5 minutes with the latest regional reports and all other major stories as they develop. Also, in the next 30 minutes, you'll be kept posted on the Yankees and the Mets baseball contests and on all of the sports news of this weekend. And we'll also keep you up to date on the weather. When you hear the tone, it will be exactly 4 o'clock.
This is Mike Stanley, CBS News. The Apollo 11 astronauts, having suffered no apparent ill effects from exposure to moon dust, are to be released from quarantine a few hours early. The announcement was made by NASA spokesman at the Manned Spacecraft Center in Houston.
All data indicates there is no illness to the crew, and all laboratory tests show that there are no growths and everything is normal. The crew release time is scheduled to be at 9. However, other lab work has to be performed this afternoon and this evening, and the time could very well be between 9 and 12. The reason for the early release is that the crew has a busy week next week, and the doctors feel getting home early this evening will be a plus in their favor. While the crew will be released today, and other people released from the LRL, the crew, as well as all of the support personnel in the LRL and the crew reception area, will be medically monitored for 1 year.
Those hours mentioned between 9 p.m. and 12 midnight, Houston time, of course. The first order of business for the astronauts upon their release will be a long-awaited family reunion. The big event on their social calendar will be the Wednesday night state dinner at the Century Plaza Hotel in Los Angeles. The 1,600 guests invited by President Nixon constitute a glittering array, said a White House advance man. Everybody coming is a dignitary in his own right. The president already is on the West Coast, having begun a 4-week working holiday in his new $350,000 seaside home at San Clemente, California. The International Monetary Fund today gave swift and unanimous approval to the devaluation of the French franc. A spokesman for the 111-nation source of international credit said there has been no request from France for a loan or a standby agreement to help bolster its reserves. West German Chancellor Kurt Kiesinger on the ABC program Issues and Answers, taped before he left Washington yesterday for his return to Bonn, said his government is ready to support the British pound if it is hit by speculation. Belgian Prime Minister Gaston Eyskens, attempting to spike rumors that his country's franc will be devalued, said in a weekend interview, "I must confirm once more that Belgium will not change its monetary parity." In Vietnam, North Vietnamese tossing grenades and explosives wounded 26 U.S. Marines in a surprise attack on a night camp just below the demilitarized zone early today. And an unarmed U.S. reconnaissance plane was downed over North Vietnam. The North Vietnamese news agency claimed it was the 3,315th U.S. plane shot down. North Korea accused the United States of sending infiltrators into its territory today under the cover of tanks and heavy weapons. The official North Korean Central News Agency claimed to have dealt a serious loss to the attacking force. No comment from U.S. headquarters.
This is Mike Wallace, CBS News. Cass Canfield, senior editor for Hopper & Row, has met a good many authors during the course of his career, and he's built a storehouse of personal anecdotes about them. Tomorrow, for Personal Close-Up, he shares with us the stories about writers he has known, all writers that you know, too. Join me for Personal Close-Up on Cass Canfield tomorrow. Also on the Personal Close-Up guest book in the week ahead are psychologist Lionel Tiger, Sandra Williams, the current Miss Black America, businessman Warren Avis, and orchestra leader Woody Herman. Join me daily through Friday for Personal Close-Up, one of 9 weekday Dimension reports that keep you on top of modern ideas. Keeping you on top of world events is CBS News on the Hour. The Evening Business Report brings you up to date on the day in finance. And the Minority Report sheds new understanding on the plight of America's underprivileged. All of these Dimension reports on CBS Radio, where what you want to know comes first.
Film director Roman Polanski has returned to Los Angeles, reportedly dazed and shaken. His actress wife, Sharon Tate, and 4 other persons were found dead of apparent ritual murders in the couple's Bel Air home. Meanwhile, police continue their questioning of 19-year-old baby-faced houseboy William Garrettson. 5 policemen and a citizen were seriously wounded on Detroit's northwest side this morning when 35-year-old Lynn Blackwell apparently went berserk and began firing a double-barreled shotgun into the street. Police managed to flush him out without injuring him. This is Mike Stanley, CBS News.
Hear all the news and hear it first on this CBS Radio Network station.
You're tuned to the best news source around, WCBS News Radio 88. Local and regional developments coming right up. This is Bill Fayen. It's 5 minutes past 4 o'clock.
As much as the 6 o'clock news as possible.
Oldsmobile, in behalf of your Oldsmobile dealer, sponsors the news. Direct from the CBS newsroom, here is Richard C. Hottelet with the latest news.
The Apollo 11 astronauts have been given a clean bill of health so far, and pending some final medical tests, they'll be released from quarantine sometime tonight, between 9 p.m. and midnight, which is presumably as good a time as any to get out of quarantine. They had been scheduled to emerge at 1 a.m., but their doctor, Charles Berry, said he would like to give them a little more time on their own to rest for a busy week, in which, on Wednesday alone, they have breakfast in Houston, fly to New York for a ticker tape parade, visit the United Nations, fly to Chicago for another parade, and then join the president in Los Angeles at a state dinner for the 50 governors. Incidentally, the fact that the 3 men have brought home no ailments from the moon is not taken as proof that no disease germs exist there. Future moon visitors will also be quarantined. The Apollo 11 crew and the staff quarantined with them now will be kept under medical observation for another year. President Nixon has begun his vacation in San Clemente, California, where he'll stay for a month. Over